What is up, my hoopers? It is Manny here, back with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be getting into the wonders of the NBA G League. Check it out. So to preface this video, the first thing I want to say is it's entirely up to you whether you want to pursue the G League, whether you don't, you want to go play overseas. It's totally up to you. These are only my opinions. I happen to have looked into the process. I didn't technically go to the G League. I opted out, but I've looked into the process of the G League versus overseas, and I've got my own opinions about it. So just know that this is solely what I think about the G League, and always, do you. This channel is only about support and help and advice, but at the end of the day, you have to make your own decision. With that being said, let's get into the video. So, pros of the G League. The G League is the NBA affiliate teams. So a very big pro is that you have direct correlation to an NBA team. So if you were trying to, your ultimate goal obviously is to make it to the NBA, you've got really good visibility to every single NBA team. You're playing in the States. The coaches and the scouts from the G League team are employed by the NBA team. So you've got a lot of visibility to the NBA, which is everyone's ultimate goal. Another pro is that, the G League is a league. They have a playoffs, they've got an all-star weekend, they've got everything from the NBA, but you're not bottled into just the team that you're on. If you're on the main Red Claws, you can go to the LA Lakers. They can call you up. You don't have to be called up by your specific team. You can get contracts from other teams. Other teams can pluck you out of that and put them in on their NBA team. There's a lot of ways and a lot of different avenues for you to eventually make it to the NBA. Another pro would be the raised wages. So the G League has historically been, not the best wages. You're probably making anywhere from $30,000 to about $50,000, maybe less than that. The wages have never been that strong, but with the NBA doing a little bit of reworking, they're actually raising the wages in the G League to where it's actually, a little bit more money. So obviously having more money in the G League is something that's a lot more appealing going into the G League. Also, being in an NBA system, which the G Leagues run, a lot of the times what the NBA team runs, being in the NBA system, learning how to play an NBA game opposed to, coming from overseas where the game is a little bit different, will help you out. If you're playing in the G League, you're using a lot of NBA sets, you're using a lot of things that they do in the NBA, and the G League just translates that down and uses that in their league. So you do get a feel and experience with NBA-like plays, NBA-like defensive reads, NBA-like substitutions, coaching styles. You do get a lot of that same feel. So if you eventually make it to the NBA, it's not like you haven't been there before. It's a big step change, but you've done some of the basics in the G League that they do in the NBA. On to the cons. So big con I have with the G League is the travel. So it's not the lavish traveling that you see in the NBA. You're on a lot of buses. You might fly to a few games here and there, but it's going to be commercial. You're not going to be flying private or anything like that. Like in the NBA, the travel is probably one of the worst parts about playing in the G League. Bus rides, super long bus rides, a lot of tedious and long, boring, cheap travel. So that would definitely be a huge con to playing in the G League. The next thing would be just the gyms that you play in. So a lot of the guys in the G League are coming from big time colleges or colleges that have huge fan bases, and then you're coming from every game you play is sold out to a little gym somewhere in Mississippi that's got like 10 people in the gym. That's all relatives that live in the area. So playing in the gyms that are not packed, you know, you don't have a crowd there, is definitely something that's a con in my opinion. I love the crowd. I love to feed off the energy of the crowd. You don't have that in the G League. You know, you're playing, you know, 80 games with no fans, you know, 3-4 times a week. Like it's a very tedious, long season where you really have to motivate yourself. Another con would be you've got to understand the job that you have, which I don't really love this, but you know, if you're coming from the G League, probably 10 out of 10 times you aren't, you know, going into an NBA position if you're lucky enough to get that call up to be any type of scorer. You know, it is a long path to get to the NBA through the G League, and not to say that it's impossible, but you know, you're going up, and you're not going up to be the CEO. You're not interviewing for the CEO of the company. You're interviewing for, you know, one of the lower level positions. And that's not saying anything. Like if you can get to the NBA, boom, goal's done. But you know, that role that you are fighting for so hard in the G League is not going to be a prominent role. It's rarely a prominent role. You know, you guys got guys like Alex Caruso. He's, you know, made a huge name for himself, solidified himself as an NBA player. That doesn't happen that often. So understanding that, you know, you are fighting for you know, that last spot on the roster, and it's going to be really challenging. With that being said, my take would be, go for it. You got to give the G League a try. Like I said, it's the dirty work. It's not glamorous. You don't have a lot of fans, but at the end of the day, if you can make it work, if you can get that two-way contract, if you can make it to the NBA, all those empty gyms, all those long bus rides, you know, all those, you know, low game check days or low pay days where the money wasn't looking right, will all be worth it. You know, the G League tryouts are tough, but I mean, it would literally be all worth it. So in my opinion, G League is a 100% go for me. If you're ready to take that next step and try to continue your game, the G League is definitely a place that you want to look. With that being said, guys, those are my opinions on the G League. I think it's a really good league. It's got its pros, it's got its cons, and that's the end of the video. Obviously, keep watching the videos, man. I'm bringing in a lot of content lately. Going to continue to try to bring more and more value each and every week to you guys. Let me know some of the things that you guys aren't getting or something that you want me to add to the channel. I'm all for the suggestions. I love feedback. And like always, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.